The southern end of the Dead Sea, an area described by archaeologists as ancient Canaan. Abraham is a prosperous herdsman, and his nephew Lot is a successful businessman in the city of Sodom. According to the Bible, these cities of the plain will be destroyed suddenly in great force. Only Lot and his family will be spared. Is this story true? Were the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah violently destroyed? Is there evidence to prove this controversial story of the Bible?
Why all the fuss over Sodom and Gomorrah? It's a mythological, moralistic story. The cities never existed.
Sodom and Gomorrah certainly did exist, and we have an ancient cuneiform tablet from the city of Ebla in Syria, which mentions them.
Sodom and Gomorrah were not destroyed by fire and brimstone. This was invented by the same minds that invented hell's fire for the disobedient.
Sodom and Gomorrah were destroyed by a massive fiery explosion, which is certainly in agreement with the fire and brimstone account described in the Bible.
Charges and countercharges, claims and counterclaims, controversies that never seem to be resolved. What is it about the stories in this great book that can stir up so much contention? Did the cataclysmic events recorded in the Bible that destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah actually happen? Or was it a tale of some early priestly scribe to teach a frightening moral and religious lesson? First of all, let's see what the Bible itself has to say about it, starting with the central characters in this story, Abraham and his nephew Lot. According to the Bible account, beginning in Genesis 18, Abraham had come down into Canaan with his nephew Lot from the cities of Ur and Haran. There they had prospered and grown wealthy, so much so that they had divided up their herds and had taken separate paths. Abraham, whose kindness to strangers was known far and wide, had found favor in the eyes of God. It was unknown to Abraham that this was God in the company of two angels.
Peace be with you, brothers, and welcome to my tent. Will you not rest and refresh yourself in the shade and take a poor meal with us before you go on? Get hence. Set a fine calf to roast on the coals. Draw cream and butter from the stone box and honey, the new honey from Egypt. Set 3 large loaves of bread to bake, my wife. These gentle sojourners have walked a long way, and they will certainly be in appetite.
God knew that Abraham was very fond of his nephew Lot and had come to give him important news. In the Hebrew custom of gratitude, the visitors blessed the people of Abraham on their departure.
Where did these fine gentlemen go in the heat of the day?
Questions of strangers and guests? For shame, wife.
The time came for God to reveal his identity and his mission to Abraham. The cities of the plain had become an abomination on the earth. Their incurable wickedness had made them a cancer, and for that, they would be totally destroyed.
But my Lord God, my nephew and his family live in the city of Sodom. Certainly thee would not destroy the good along with the bad.
God brought this news to Abraham, as it was his intention to spare Abraham's nephew Lot and his family. But for all the others in those cities, there was no hope.
Well, my objection to this part of the Bible is the depiction of the country as a well-watered, well-fertile area capable of sustaining large herds of cattle. In reality, it's a harsh land and certainly not a place that two Bedouin herdmen could become rich during a generation.
It is naive to assume that the climate of Palestine has remained the same from ancient times as it is today. We know that in Palestine, in the past, there were heavy forest lands and grasslands, and this kind of terrain, especially the grasslands as would be present in southern Palestine around the Sodom and Gomorrah area, would certainly have been able to support not only a wide range of domesticated animals, but also there is much evidence that the land supported a wild animal population that's not unlike North Africa. And so in Abraham's time, as the Bible states, this particular part of the world was capable of supporting his flocks and the fact that he could make a grand living in this part of the world.
As we continue our story, the two angels approach Sodom while the last rays of daylight are fading from the sky. As Lot was concluding his business, the town was in full celebration of a pagan holiday.
Gentlemen, I perceive you to be strangers. Do you have friends in the city or lodging for the night?
We are unknown in the city, sir. We shall abide the night in the streets.
That would not be wise, sirs. Strangers are not liked in the city of Sodom.
We thank you for warning us.
I have a good and secure house where my wife and daughters will set out a nice supper. Come, I beg you, and abide the dark hours inside with us.
You follow God's ways. We accept, sir.
Come. It is God's blessing we have our guests to sup with us. And no one knows that they are here.
I needed salt. Because of our guests, I borrowed from Ismeth, our neighbor. I'm certain she would say nothing.